In this video, I'm gonna be making a top out of jeggings that I own. I started by laying the jeggings flat on a surface to inspect what I'm working with. I noticed that I like the outer leg seam of the jeggings and I want to preserve it and use that on my top. It would be a nice detail, so I went ahead and seam ripped the inner leg seam of the jeggings. I also removed the elastic waistband from the waist. Then I went ahead and I wore the jeggings in the exact opposite way that they're supposed to be worn. Then I took one leg of the jegging and I folded it and draped it over my shoulder. I folded it to create a V neckline and I pinned the bottom of the legs onto my shoulder. I would have two front pieces and I did this for both the front pieces. Now I pinned the fabric at the back side to make it more of a fitted top. I pinned everything properly so that there are no creases. Now there's a little rip in the fabric which I am concerned with. I do not exactly like him right now. So I decided that I'm going to be making a wrap top by placing one front piece over the other, strategically hiding the rip. I'm pinning the sides so that they are nice and smooth. I tucked the extra fabric into the sleeves of my top so that I can make markings for the sleeves. And then I go ahead and pin one front piece to my top. Here goes the other sleeve. You see the outer leg seams that I was talking about? They run vertically on the two front parts and it adds a little something to this top, so that's why I wanted to preserve it. So I'm just going to be pinning where the two pieces overlap. I'm gonna be marking the armholes and the front V neckline all the way down to the bottom. I also marked where the back parts need to be stitched together because there is some extra fabric there and needs to be taken in. Then I marked where the front pieces need to be cut off from the back pieces. I decided the length of the top and I decided where the top needs to be cut off from the bottom. And the bottom part, which is the crotch area of the jeans, it's gonna go on the back part of the jeggings to give it more coverage. Okay, so these are my two front pieces. I'm gonna be finishing the armholes and the neckline just by, double folding it. No bias tape involved because I'm really bad at it. Anyways, so if you want a quick recap, we have our two front pieces which are going to be placed one over the other. Front crotch area of the jeggings is gonna be stitched with the back part to give me more coverage at the back. And the extra triangular fabric that you see over there, it's gonna go on top of that fabric to form the back straps. Then finally, my front pieces and the back piece is gonna be stitched together like so. I'm also gonna be sewing a button just to hold the two pieces together. And I also had decided that I would make a nice denim belt and a nice little denim bow. The belt would go around my waist and the bow would be placed where the button is so that, it hides the button. Okay, so I don't know what went wrong exactly. Was it my fabric? Was it my lackluster sewing skills? Was it my grandma's sewing machine? Am I getting fat, banana bread, or he who must not be named? Whatever it was, my wrap top became too short to wrap. It looks like this instead. So my whole wrap idea had to be scrapped because I didn't have enough fabric to put one on top of the other. All of the markings I made, all of the measurements I took, all of the dreams I dreamt were crushed. And the little hole, yeah, you can see it now. I have to first of all cut off the top a bit because the length is longer than I expected. And these back strips, they kind of look weird. Reality check. These are my two front pieces. I stitched buttons rather than wrapping one thing over the other. The back part looks kind of weird because of these straps. What I did was I took the back crotch part and I made straps out of it and I stitched those onto the original back piece. But the color of the fabric was a bit different, so it just looks out of place and it just looks weird. So to solve that issue, I took the front part and I'm gonna be placing that at the back. So this is how it looks. I think it looks okay. I mean, you can see the hole, but I think it adds something to this top. It gives a little bit personality. Overall, I think I would wear this top often, and though it's not, like finished properly, like the buttons and all, they are kind of crooked, I still like it. I hope you like this video, and I hope you're inspired to turn some of your clothing into something new. Thank you for watching. Bye.